And so please describe to me what the aesthetic look is exactly.
More like this guy here.
Yeah. So we'll go ahead and bring
Oh wow, you really have to come in here?
like this guy.
Is this really happening? He meant the other guy behind you, bro. Like I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm right into that bad boy.
You can stay right there, behind the camera, behind the camera. No, see now that you got me jealous now.
That's okay.
That's not
no,
fair.
You're more in the category like Luther Arnold. Okay?
My man. Yeah. Arnold Ferrigno. Huh?
Okay.
Aesthetic.
That's great, partner. You two ever go out place everything in its proper place?
That does not make sense, but we usually do go. We head to Kroger's, and we work.
Oh, yeah. I've got a lady waiting for me back home also. She has the most beautiful scrotum. Oh, God. And when she sings, she sounds just like a puppy dog. How do you nail a photo?
Just gotta get in the mode. You gotta talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes.
Talk with your eyes. You
Okay,
gotta
so
have the eyes.
can you show me a little bit of something, like to this camera? I would love to know how to do this. I just want to know.
Well,
How
I
do you do
mean,
it? Teach
the
me
smile,
something.
You can get the sexy eyes. Then you know you gotta get the smile going on some shoes. But you know,
Wait, hold up.
You got-
I gotta
when
try
it's
this
time-
with
when
you.
it- when it's
Hold
time
on.
to laugh,
I gotta try
you
this
gotta
with
think of
you.
something funny
All
and start laughing.
Do it again. Do it again. How do you do it? Teach me.
sexy eyes.
The sexy eye.
This is sexy eyes right here.
Smizing?
Smile.
So you're smizing.
Smile.
Okay.
And then you gotta get the.
No, I look like I need to take a poop or something.
Harsh words were like little toy guns. No sting, no hurt, no one, just a bang, bang. Right?
Is that it?
Yeah, it's something like that. Just a bang,
Toy
bang,
guns.
rolling off your tongue.
Toy guns.
It's no smoke, no
Bang, bang.
bullets.
Water guns. All right.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high. Cause St. Louis is ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody rise up. Weekdays, catch us live. Somebody, let's go.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. What's up, everybody? Happy hump day night. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's consensual, hopefully you're humping the night away. Shoot. What a day. What a day. What a day. It's been quite an interesting day. Tonight's show is going to be hella short. I'm just saying that out loud right now, just so you guys know. I know that's like my famous last words. I always say that, and then I end up staying on for an hour and a half. But tonight, my brothers and sisters, congregation of the chat, I's tired. I said it. I's tired. No offense. I love all your faces, but tonight's show is only going to be about 30 minutes long. I'm just letting you know. It has been a long day. A lot of live streaming. I had to stop basically everything I was doing so I could be on that stream live so we could watch the history being made with the impeachment decision. And that's real, y'all. That is a real story. Trump is being impeached for the second time. Like I said before in another stream, I don't know which one, but I said it recently. If there should be rules, you know what I mean? Like a 2-strike rule with impeachments. I mean, he has set the bar pretty high now. So, I mean, if you are going to, let's say, be impeached and then you get away with it, but then you get impeached again, that should be automatically you're kicked off. You know what I'm saying? Automatically. You should be kicked out of the house, out of the clubhouse. You know what I'm saying? Instantly you got cooties. You feel me? Like just something. There's got to be something because you can't do it twice and him walk away scot-free. There's no way he can walk away scot-free on this one. I think he's going to get something. He's going to get something, a little slap on the wrist. He's going to walk away from his experience with this White House experience, not only having the experience of having the COVID. Like he's got to walk away with something else. You know what I'm saying? That's just my personal opinion on that. But you know, I got T in the house. What's up, man? What's good? What's popping, man?
What's up, everybody?
There we go. It's on. The microphone is working now. Yay. It's very finicky. It just decides to work sometimes.
You gotta talk to it. That's it.
You got to talk to it.
Smooth talking.
You got to talk to it. You know what I'm saying? You got to talk to it. You know what I'm saying? Baby, you know what I'm saying? You gonna turn on or what? You know what I'm saying? But how you doing, man? I mean, you were watching the feed. Tell me what's up, man. Tell me what's good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's one of those days in history that we didn't know was going to happen or not. It seemed like a few days ago we were like, well, before you know it, it's going to be next week. But the moment has come. It's arrived. And the House and the Senate has come together. And he's impeached. That's it.
Yeah. For
the second time. And, this is something that you don't want to happen for the second time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So.
It's crazy. That's all I'm going to say. It is absolutely nuts. This story, and the fact that this is a true story. It's kind of crazy to me. You know what I mean? That we watched something that we never thought. I don't think anybody thought that this would ever happen. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like we
never.
Like not never.
And not this quickly. Like within a few days. Like it was last weekend. It was talked about. But then here comes Monday. We're like, man, before you know it, And then here we go. Today happened, and
Yep.
it happened pretty quickly this morning. And I think maybe, if I'm not mistaken, I think 8 Republicans may have also put in their vote for impeachment as well.
10.
10? Okay,
10.
10. See, there we go. Wow. So, I mean, you can't
Hallelujah.
break laws and think that you're above the law.
No.
So I'm very pleased with the outcome.
President Trump ain't Judge Dredd. You know what I'm saying? He is not the law. You know what I mean? He is not Judge Dredd. So there's no reason for him to be able to walk away from this scot-free. They weren't going to give him 25th Amendment. They're going to impeach him. I feel bad. I feel bad for him. You know what I'm saying? No, actually, no. What am I saying? I don't feel bad. What? I'm sorry. Let me smack myself
he's a whole
15
grown
times.
Man.
That's a whole grown-ass Dorito.
Oh, his narcissism was his enemy. He couldn't stop banging on his chest saying that he's King Kong in his mother. You know what I'm saying?
He's King Kong up in this mother lover. I mean, this is real. You know what I'm saying? This is real talk. This man he's finito. He's done. He's kaput. I mean, he's going to finish out his year. I mean, he's going to finish out his term for sure. I mean, that's how it's going to be. You know what I mean? But when they impeach him, yeah, he shouldn't get any money. Like, please impeach his ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, what he did was bad. And Tanya T just said, yes, I agree. Reap what you sow. You know what I'm saying? Franz, what's up? Sac passe. He just said, it's a wrap for that Cheeto. Facts. Figgity facts, baby. That for that big ass Dorito. You know what I mean? For that Dorito ass. It's over. And I know I just did a pop-up video. We're going to talk about it here still because I just did a pop-up video. That's why I was late to the show today because I had just finally got that video up. And I was like, I just wanted to have a little bit of time in the sun for y'all to consume it, nosh on it real quick before we actually talk about it. Trump recently went to the Oval Office and actually not YouTube, sorry. The White House released a video on Twitter of him finally addressing what happened on January 6th. Obviously, I have my own 2 cents about it. I already said it in my video. Go check it out. Shameless plug. You know what I'm saying? A brother got to eat. But I'm going to open it up to you guys. I know that you guys are still watching it and consuming it and everything. And I appreciate you guys watching and hearing my 2 cents. I don't know why I brought in Stella got her groove back in there. I don't know why. Don't ask why Tay Diggs was in my little monologue. Don't ask. I don't know why. It just happened. Okay? It just happens. Comedy just happens. But he does it after the impeachment announcement. The impeachment was made, and then suddenly, my fellow Americans, I just want to say, I love all of you, and I totally condemn the rioters. They're not my people. They're not my people. Like, it's like, wait a second. Now you're telling us that what? Now you're condemning those people, and you're saying those are not your kind? That ain't your kinfolk? When clearly they were. You were out in a podium going, oh, look at all these people. Just look, the fake media won't turn around the cameras to show how many people are here. Fake media, they won't turn it around. But this is so many people, tremendous people. Now you're on the microphone in front of the camera going, I condemn everybody. I condemn all those people. When those are the people that you just said, please, we're going to march down. We're going to tell everybody to buy our cookies. That's literally what he was saying. And everyone's like, yeah. And they did that. And he was happy. And then when he did the video, he said, hey, guys, you guys are amazing. I love you. You guys are special people. But stop the violence. You're special. They're stealing it from us. Then a week later, 7 days later, he goes, no to those people. What? Those are the same people going, I love you guys. Keep buying my hats. It doesn't make any sense, man.
Yeah, pimp.
Bruh.
It's like treating one of his prostitutes, you know what I'm saying? Like, got her all gassed up and did his business, and
I'm
I
done.
don't know you. Listen, I don't know you.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. Like, he's going to get some backlash for this. I don't know how much, because it seems like people are really have drinking the Kool-Aid. But
that's no, it's crystal,
one
it's
guy
crystal light.
suicide
Actually, it's
this
not
weekend,
Kool-Aid.
right?
What did you say?
One guy committed suicide this weekend. It was one of the guys in the Capitol building shot himself in the chest with a shotgun. I'm like, damn. Like,
Oh, he
dude.
shot himself in the chest?
Yeah.
I didn't hear the
it was like
details.
family man. He was a great guy, and then he committed suicide after returning from the protest. I'm like, dang, that's crazy.
Oh, so not the security, not the
no,
cop.
it was a regular supporter of him, somebody else. Yep.
Because he didn't want to get caught. He probably knew some stuff and he didn't want to get caught.
Yeah. Or you find out who you're following ain't who they really are. And you wake up. And he couldn't take it no more. That's scary, man.
It's scary, but I mean, these are the breaks. Unfortunately, I mean, these people decided to go out there and cause ruckus, cause a ruckus. They made that decision. Yeah, they made that decision. But this is not the fun Animal House, like, topless girls, pillow fighting and stuff. No, this is literally it's not Animal House. This is just mayhem and murder and death and bloodshed.
Somebody had defecated somewhere, like an office of someone in that Capitol building. I heard that it was feces and urine. I'm like, what the heck was going on?
Yes.
Like a frat party gone too wild.
Yes, please. Yes, please. Like, we need to hear more stories like that. You know what I'm saying? Just absolutely amazing stories just like that. But you see, that's the thing. Like, the dude who shot himself in the chest, for example. Trust me, I'm not going to let that poop in the corner just be there. I'm going to talk about that too. It's just too good not to talk about. I'm not going to pick it up, but I'm going to talk about it. So, but before we do that, dude shoots himself in the chest. We can't gloss this over. He shoots himself in the chest. Why his chest? Was he shot by somebody else? That's the question. He shoots himself in the chest. That doesn't make any sense, bro.
Yeah, from the report was saying that he had several rifles, and they found him with a gunshot wound to the chest. And he was a deep family man who loved his children. And I'm like, okay, I don't know, what else? I mean, it said suicide, so I'm assuming he did it, but there has to be some deep-seated pain to do a chest wound to yourself. It's tough.
Or it's just deep-seated pain because he shot himself in the chest.
That's a slower death than a headshot, for sure.
That's some deep-seated pain, shooting yourself in the chest. I mean, that's not like instant dead. You're shooting yourself in the chest. That's pain. That's a hard way to die, my brothers and sisters. That's crazy. Now let's jump over to this conversation about this dude who pooped in the corner. Okay, so a dude pooped himself. I'm sorry. It's wrong. I'm sorry. I'm gonna stop laughing.
Crazy.
It's crazy.
Crazy.
But we actually have that we're actually having that conversation, and that's true. That's a true story.
I gotta definitely. I mean, listen, I'm not looking for pictures of it, but from what
I don't
read,
want to see dung. Like, you know what I mean? I don't need to see dung. You know what I mean?
When I read it, they were saying like the post cleanup, they found feces and urine and all kind of things. I'm like, dang, like, that's who idea was that to like take a dump in a corner of
who does
office or whatever.
See what I'm saying? But who does that? Who goes, oh yeah, I got a great idea. I'm gonna defecate in that corner.
I can see that happening.
I'm gonna take it over there. America doesn't make sense.
Someone's drunk and you're riled up and you hate somebody. Yeah, people are crazy. But
whose office? What area? Where did they poop
I don't
at?
know. I don't recall. Listen. Nancy Pelosi probably was the main target. I'm pretty sure anyway.
Who poops like that? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, she's always the main target. Everybody wants to get at Nancy. You know what I mean? She's the popular girl.
Surprise, Nancy!
Yeah. Happy birthday. Or they switch out the laptop they stole for just a good steaming pile of poop on her desk. But at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not surprised. You know, I know that we talked about like, and this might be a little bit of a left turn, but I know that we talked about the cop that actually, you know, ended up killing himself. But I don't think we ever talked about like the theories that are circulating around the story. Maybe we have, I don't know. I mean, you know, all these past 3 days have kind of smeared into one. I'm reading Smearing Poop right now on the walls as well, and I got smear in my head. So thank you so much, Sandy Brown. Appreciate that.
What a name.
Yeah, what a name, Sandy Brown.
Sandy Brown.
Smearing Poop. Anyway, no, I'm just totally kidding. Please don't leave. Don't leave, Sandy. Please don't leave, Sandy. Okay. No, but there's speculation that the cop that ended up taking his own life may have had connections with the actual riots. And that's the reason why he killed himself. There is speculation behind that. Behind what motivated him to kill himself? Oh, the mayhem of all the stuff that he saw. This is the America that I live in. Bang. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Before we talked about like maybe he was like a close friend to the cop who was killed.
That is a theory.
Maybe a partner or someone who trained him.
We did talk about that.
It could have been guilt for that. Maybe he left him behind and out of fear.
That's a very strong theory. You know what I mean?
Somebody else said maybe that was one of his secret, you know, buddies.
Secret lovers. Yeah, that's what we are. You know what I'm saying? But no, you don't know that song? That's old.
Yeah, I know that song. You don't know that song. I didn't think
Throwback.
about it in those terms, like.
No, but you're saying like they were on the DL, they were on the down low. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that could be it too. That could very well be it. You know what I mean? That could
Somebody
be
has
it too.
Some nice pair of custom cuffs somewhere, you know.
Oh my God,
Yeah, I had.
Pineapples, baby, pineapples. I'm just saying, but that there's that theory. There is that theory wandering around that that there's that theory too. Either they were involved, or that was just his partner, and he was a good friend of his, and he was just so distraught on the way how barbaric he died. The way he died was barbaric as hell. Let's be real. You know, getting your head bashed in with a fire extinguisher is barbaric as all get out. It's barbaric.
Ironically, wasn't the person who's like the person of interest from the Chicago Fire Department?
Yes.
He had the CFD hat on?
Yes, he did. Yeah, I showed it last night. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, it must be. Or Cincinnati Fire Department. It could be Chicago, Cincinnati, Connecticut. Not Connecticut.
Wrong state.
Trying to think of another one. Cincinnati. Cleveland. You know what I mean? It could be anything. So they better go look around and see what's up. That could be cooks, food distributors. You never know. Like it could, you know what I mean? You never know what that acronym is for. It's crazy. But I got a story about Bruce Willis.
Speaking of celebrities,
and Chuck Norris.
Did Chuck Norris?
That was the next story.
You know, guy at the protest. It was like his twin or someone his doppelganger. They call it. It's crazy.
Yeah, his doppelganger. That was weird.
Yeah,
that's a weird story. We're gonna look at that. We're gonna look at that video, that story too, because we got time. But this is an interesting story. This is on my other computer, so I'm just gonna read it here. But Bruce Willis is asked to leave a store for refusing to wear a mask. You know, he's expendable. He's got a death wish. You know. He likes to die hard. Nothing? Nobody?
Yeah.
Damn, I'm sad. I'm saddened by this. I'm saddened. I worked on that for like the last 3 hours. But anyway, it's funny because the start of this sentence is he'd rather live free or die hard. Get it? So he'd rather live free. Bruce Willis was asked to leave a Los Angeles Rite Aid on Monday after he refused to wear a mask. A spy tells Page 6. What the hell? A spy? Come on, man. This says the spy says people inside the store became upset with that Willis, 65, wasn't wearing a mask, despite having a bandana tied around his neck, which he could have easily pulled up. We're told that the diehard star was photographed at the store without a mask on, walked away without making his purchase. A rep for Willis didn't return Page Six's request for a comment. Los Angeles County is the epicenter of the coronavirus crisis in California, has surpassed 10,000 COVID deaths. That is true. People are dying every 20-something minutes. I think it's every 10 minutes. I'm sorry. Every 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes, people are dying in L.A. alone. It's crazy. Willis has spent much of the pandemic quarantining with his ex-wife, Demi Moore, and their grown children at a family house or a family home in Idaho. Speculation buzzed last year that Willis's current marriage to his wife, Emma Hemming, is on the rocks, given her choice to stay in Los Angeles with their young kids. But Scout later cleared the air on the rumors. I don't know who Scout is, but okay. So yeah, so Bruce Willis is an anti-masker apparently. He went into a pharmacy to get whatever he was getting. God knows what he was getting. And they were like, hey, you need to wear a mask to come in here and buy. And he said, F this ish. And he walked away. And it's funny because the photo that I see right here, I could pull it up. The photo I see right here, man, I'm just going to pull it up. F it.
Pull it up.
Let me just pull this thing up. Because the photo, like you can see, the dude is... He's got a bandana around his neck, literally. He's looking fashionable as all get out, sort of. He looks like a guy getting prescriptions, literally. Just a regular guy getting prescriptions, getting his drugs. Here you go. There you have it. Boom. See? He has a bandana around his damn neck. He could have easily just done the thing. It would have been a done deal. You know what I mean? Just pull it up. Be done. Be gone. Get your stuff and be gone. But he didn't want to do that, man. He wanted to be all extra and stuff. Like all extra and stuff. So there you have it, y'all. Of all people.
Badass.
Yeah. Like of all people, he was like, he's somebody, you think, I don't know. But you never know nowadays. Everybody's so different. You know what I'm saying? Does that make sense? People are so different with this masks thing, and then when you find out that they want to just do their thing, or they're not, or they are an anti-masker, you kind of go, oh whoa, I didn't. That surprised me. That surprised me a little bit. Wow, you're an anti-masker. Cool. Okay, bet. I mean, I ain't judging. It is what it is. Here's another one that I found very interesting. And, T, thank you for sending this one to me because I thought this was fascinating as hell. This is a story of a lovely lady. Actually, this is about Chuck freaking Norris, which is very interesting. So, allegedly, Chuck Norris was at the rallies. Was there on ground zero during the riots. So Chuck Norris weighs in on the U.S. Capitol riot after photo resembling actor goes viral. And you got to see the look. You got to see this dude, but I'll show you him in a second. Chuck Norris is speaking out on last week's deadly riot at the U.S. Capitol after a photo of a man in D.C. resembling the actor began trending online. It wasn't me. I wasn't there, Norris tweeted Tuesday night. There's no room for violence of any kind in our society. I am and always will be for law and order, right? You can't forget. I mean, he is, Texas Ranger. So just so you know, this is Chuck Norris. If you forgot what he looks like, this is what he looks like. The dyed beard and everything. You know what I'm saying? Clearly, he old. This is the photo. This is the photo. Come on, internet. This is the photo of the Chuck Norris lookalike. it's creepy how
pretty
close. It's pretty damn close. I mean, the nose and everything, but you look at this one over here. I think that's him. Yes, I think that's
his eye color is different.
His eye color is different. The wrinkles are different too. You know.
Yeah,
but
Chuck is a living legend. You know, he's internet
facts.
like, you know, stories for days.
Yeah, let me. I'm gonna pull this photo up real quick of him. And I mean, by the way, you know, a dead giveaway to know if this was really Chuck Norris or not. Make him do a push-up. You want to know why? Because when Chuck Norris does a push-up, he pushes the earth away. That's the difference between Chuck Norris and another dude. But look, this is Chuck Norris. This is the dude. It looks a lot like him, but it ain't Chuck Norris. So, continuing with the article, his manager went to the Associated Press and said Chuck remains on his range in Texas, where he has been with his family, said his manager to the Associated Press. He acknowledged that the man photographed looks somewhat like Norris, but Chuck is much more handsome. So there you have
paid
it.
to say that.
Yeah, he gets paid to say that. I mean, come on, you're paid to be a big fan.
Let me clarify that handsome level was much higher.
Yes, but the dude had a boa tie or whatever that thing is. You know what I'm saying?
Tie?
Huh?
A cowboy tie?
Yeah, that cowboy tie. I think it's like a boa tie or whatever it's called. I mean, he probably was or probably is a Chuck Norris impersonator of some sort. I'm sure he cosplays like hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Texas, Walker. I forgot the title.
Walker, Texas Ranger.
Walker, Texas Ranger. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure he does that every Halloween. You feel me?
Probably every day.
Yeah, the facts. So, but
it's hustle right now.
Or it could be him. It doesn't look like him to me.
He got cloned maybe a couple years ago, and this is his clone.
Oh my God.
You know?
Yeah, just like Jay-Z got cloned too, and Beyonce too. Beyonce's actually a robot. And the video where Trump actually addresses the nation finally in his Oval Office is a deep fake. Him dead too. Just so you know. You okay? He just muted so fast. He's like, boop. Shoot. You okay there? You okay there?
We're all good, bro.
Okay, good. You went boop. Mute with the quickness. Oh man, I wish I had that. I do have that, but I let everybody hear the dogs crying and dying. You know what I'm saying? I just let it be what it is. But yeah, man. I mean, and that's the thing. Like, I don't think any celebrity wants to make it known that they were there for the thing. But we do have another story. Oh my God. Oh, I love the segues. These segues are like happy accidents. I promise you. This is just a happy accident. But he sent me this other one.
Keep it going.
I saw it this morning. Real talk. I saw it this morning and I was like, there's so many other things to talk about. And this morning was a short show or a shorter show. But this is another crazy ass story. This is crazy. Yeah, we gotta rap about this one for sure. You ever think that you'd ever hear about an Olympic gold medalist at the riots and partaking in the riots? Well, we got the story right here for you. America. Let's not forget how American that is to have a gold medal swimmer was identified. Cleat, I guess. Cleat.
KKK right there, buddy.
Yeah, he was named after a freaking shoe. So Cleat Keller identified. It's a shoe, but he's a swimmer. Never mind. So Cleat Keller identified in video from U.S. Capitol riots reports. Okay, so he is a 5-time medalist, Olympic medalist, 2 gold medals as a member of the 4x200 meter freestyle relay team alongside Michael Phelps, baby. This is a gold medalist out in the streets, just chilling in the cut. We got a little bit of a video. Let's check this one out, shall we? They got some stories. Let them speak on it.
According to reports, Olympic gold medalist Cleet Keller has been identified as having taken part in the riots on the Capitol building last Wednesday. The New York Times reports that Keller, a swimmer who won 2 gold medals on the United States relay team along with Michael Phelps, was identified by former teammates and coaches through social media images and a video posted to Twitter from the conservative news outlet Town Hall. The video had reportedly been shared widely among the swimming community, and the Times reports that several people alerted law enforcement after viewing the clip. According to the report, Keller was identifiable because he was wearing a U.S. Olympic team jacket and his protective face mask meant to be worn to slow the spread of COVID.
What?
Oh. Hold on one second. Just 1 second.
Was wearing a U.S. Olympic team jacket and his protective face mask meant to be worn to slow the spread of COVID-19 was not covering his face. Enforcement after viewing the clip. According to the report, Keller was identifiable because he was wearing a U.S. Olympic team jacket and his protective face mask meant to be worn to slow the spread of COVID-19 was not covering his face.
Maybe because he has to breathe, hold breath underwater, he's killed a lot of brain cells. So he wasn't thinking when he was wearing his Olympic jacket. Yeah.
In the images, the man who appears to be Keller was not seen committing any violent acts and was wading through a crowd of rioters who were being pushed out by law enforcement from the Capitol Rotunda. Law enforcement officials gave a stern warning on Tuesday that any rioters who entered the Capitol building would be tracked down and charged. Michael Sherwin, who is the acting U.S. attorney for the District of Columbia, said, quote, "Regardless of if it was just a trespass in the Capitol or if someone planted a pipe bomb, you will be charged and you will be found." Swimming news website SwimSwam has reported that Keller's social media accounts have been deleted.
Of course they have.
But according to his past posts, he was an outspoken supporter of President Donald Trump. Keller swam on behalf of the United States in the 2000, 2004, and 2008 games. He won 5 medals during his Olympic career. The Washington Post reports that most recently, he was an employee for the commercial real estate firm Hoff & Lee in Colorado Springs, Colorado. In a statement to People on Tuesday, Hoff & Lee said Keller resigned from the company.
He's a dumbass. This dude right here, dumb. Just an idiot. That is just whack as hell. I appreciate the breakdown of that, but that guy's an idiot. That is real. That is real. Okay, so before we wrap up the show and everything, we got to talk about this. Okay? This is a dude that is an Olympic gold medalist, is a decorated athlete, has been known for, I understand that he's not Michael Phelps. I get it. He ain't Michael Phelps, but at the same time, he swam along with Michael Phelps. This man is a star. This man is a known face or known name. You show up to a rally and then you go and you partake in the riots? I'm sorry, like I keep saying, one thing that a man has, the only thing that a man truly has is his name, is his rep. You just won Olympic gold medals. And now you decide, oh, I'm just going to throw my entire career away by charging into being a part of the group that's charging into the building, terrorizing all these elected officials. You just tarnished your whole name. Your whole legacy is done. My question, though, is should his medals be stripped from him if he is found guilty of this? Because it could also be somebody who looks like him. You know what I'm saying? That's a possibility. That's wild, but it could be a possibility. What are the possibilities of a guy that looks like him who happens to be wearing an Olympic jacket? Very, very far-fetched. Very far-fetched, right? So, should those be taken away from him? Because he's representing this country. He's representing America. And what he did is treasonous. He was part of insurrection. T, what are your thoughts? I'm only asking the question. I'm not sitting here saying that I think this. I'm just throwing it out as a question. I'm sorry. I know I speak passionately sometimes. T, please continue. You have the floor.
You have my vote. Maybe, there was some kind of, pull there. He wanted to show his skills off, The Capitol has a nice size pool, so who knows?
Yeah, he just wanted to swim. Show off the breaststroke.
Yeah, it has to be, it's trivial for somebody to be there and have something to identify yourself with. It's like a jacket that says you're an Olympian, We had other cases of people wearing their ID badges, and the guy with the fire extinguisher wearing CFD. So I mean, these people weren't very mindful of what they were wearing that day because they were easily pointed out. And a lot of them are losing their jobs right now. I mean, we had several different cops in that crowd, several. We had teachers in that crowd. There were people who were recognized immediately. Who were, I don't mean just like protesting, I mean those who were actually breaking into the building, that's totally different, who were in trouble. But for him to have, 5 gold medals and for him to risk his legacy,
crazy,
was very bizarre. I mean, to swim and, alongside Michael Phelps and to earn these accolades and to throw it all away for, a 6 to 8 hour event. I mean, they had to have, really been convinced that this was the only way to overturn the election. They really had to think this was like it, or this is going to be like end all be all. Because there's no way you're going to risk your career, your livelihood, for somebody you never even met before. I mean, I'm not.
I mean, I'll say this. There's a lot of people out here that have been moved, that have been motivated, that have been, this goes back years and years. This goes back decades. I mean, this is a legacy of people that have, like, for example, like Martin Luther King. There's other, Gandhi. I mean, there's so many iconic names that have done things that people shoot.
But those are different, though.
I mean,
like,
the H word. What I mean?
Although Trump is a president, he really hasn't stood up historically, against what was wrong.
But I'll say this though: there's a lot of people that were charging those steps that feel that he, and of course, I'm just playing devil's advocate here. But there's please trust me, I'm not trying to justify any of that ish. But there are a lot of people that were brainwashed, feeling like he was really standing for people. For them, you know what I mean? They do truly feel in their heart of hearts that he was representing them. So they are going, yes, I'm willing to charge a building with a bunch of other people, of course, to sacrifice my life for the betterment of this guy to be able to save this country. This patriotism, the theme of patriotism has been instilled like a seed over the past 4 years and had in certain people's ears, in those people's ears that were there, that just kept growing and became even more, just became darker and darker and more enraged and more, you know what I mean? It was a bad seed to the point where they felt compelled to be a part of something chaotic. You see what I'm saying? Something eruptive. So they do feel that. I mean, just putting myself in the psychology of somebody who's racing towards a building, you know, because of hearing things on the internet or hearing things on social media or seeing mainstream media and listening to my leader, my forever president, let's just say. And they're going, hey, this guy is speaking to me and he's protecting me. What did Biden do for me, kind of thing? And then next thing you know, you see what I'm saying? So I'm not justifying. I'm not at all justifying. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to justify that at all. I'm not trying to justify the riots. But I can see where the seed grew or how it grew and where it turned into how it turned into what it is now. I'm sorry, man. Please.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. That's a great point. But what was their end goal? I mean, once you got there.
Good question. It's like, now what? Once you get Nancy Pelosi, what next?
You came in great numbers.
Yeah.
You disrupted the Senate count. Okay. And then you broke in. Like, I don't know if they recognize that you can't cross certain lines that become criminal. If the cops and security are barricading themselves inside, like shelter in place, that means they're defending themselves. They're scared and terrified. And the politicians are being ushered to underground bunkers. I mean, that's like emergency kind of situations. That's not like, hey, I want to talk to who's in charge here. Where's Nancy at? It wasn't that. Like, they were obviously angry enough to do violent acts. And that's when being a patriot stops. I mean, you can't assault local officials, government officials.
Right.
You can have a conversation with them. You can plead your case, but you're not going to war, literally with somebody else. It's not a war of like violence. It should be a war of the First Amendment. That's fine, but you're not going to hurt anybody. That's the part that I'm confused with, but that's me.
Yeah, I mean, and I feel you. I feel you. I think that's the ongoing question of like, why are people? I mean, like the BLM and the protests that are going on in BLM. With BLM, I feel are drastically different than what we saw on the steps of the Capitol, right? Something about it's finding justice for something that has happened countless times towards a bunch of people who feel like they have had an election taken from them with no real solid proof. All they're leaning on is information that they're getting from the horse's mouth. And that horse's mouth still doesn't have information that is solid. It's all just rumor and conspiracy. And that's what I think is really jacked up about the situation. Because they're charging a building with not solid facts, without having the solid facts that they need.
Like, I've heard the argument, those who do support these people as patriots, they point the finger at Antifa and BLM and saying, what about them? And I agree. I mean, no one's, I haven't heard anybody, at least personally, say, thank you, BLM and Antifa, for destroying cities and destroying neighborhoods and burning things down in the summer. That's not what I heard. People were disgusted. I was disgusted.
True.
When
we've talked about it a million times on this show.
Yeah, like from my home, our district of shopping was tore up. So like, no one is celebrating that. It's just that the media put things out there, and I get it. The media has a way of showing things and catering certain agendas. So I get that. But the actual everyday person who lives in these neighborhoods is not going, wow, thank you. It's a mess out here.
Right.
People are terrified to go outside at, this summer. It was that crazy. So no one's applauding Antifa. No one's applauding, Black Lives Matter. And no one's applauding, at least I'm not applauding what happened last week at the Capitol. Wrong is wrong on both sides. Violence is violence. And that's something Trump should have said immediately. Not today.
See, thank you for bringing that conversation back. That's what's so frustrating to me about this whole thing, is that there are people that were waiting for him to say something immediately. And I've done many pop-up videos giving him chances, literally. Because You know, I like to try to be as objective as I can, as objective as I can. Okay. But I obviously have my own personal opinions about everything and how things went down. And I think it's really jacked up and wrong. And this dude, I do truly feel like he should be impeached for sure. They're doing exactly what they need to do, because I don't think he should come back in 2024. Please, oh God, please, oh God, oh God, oh God, please don't let that happen. Please. Sorry, not sorry. But I will give somebody the benefit of the doubt to show their true selves, to step forward and actually try to change the trajectory of things that are going. If it's going in a negative way for that person, okay, I'll step back and let that person step up to the plate and show me different. He sat on that thing for a week. The American people, just like myself, were sitting there going, no, let's see what he has to say. Go ahead. Come on, Trump. Come on, Donnie. Go up there. Say something. He had 7 days, and he didn't do it. He said something
advisors.
He said, and it was or his whole team. The whole team is sitting there going like, that's why everybody's going, hey, chucking up the deuces. Like, they're just out because they're seeing this person that is, what are they doing? What is this guy doing? Sorry, it's so easy. It's no, actually, I take that back. It is so hard right now for me to find any angle to give him the benefit of the doubt right now. None. And it would surprise me if there was any person that cares about the world that could actually look at this and say, what he did was not wrong. It's just me. That's just me, though.
Go back to the early 90s when the Central Park 5 case happened.
Yep.
And Trump put out a whole 4-page ad condemning the 5 young men who were innocent of raping and beating this young jogger
savagely.
Savagely. And then, of course, years later, DNA evidence came out and they were exonerated. But he used that opportunity for himself, for kingdomhood, to be the victor. He didn't care. He did it for himself.
Right.
So we see even to today, he's still doing things for himself. He used the situations, and tries to market them for profit, for fame. And that's part of his legacy. Period. He is who he is. And, it's a shame that people didn't see that, or that they didn't want to believe it, but it was right in our faces all this time.
Yeah. Like I said, like you just said, and yeah, I totally agree. I just feel like, he most definitely showed his true colors. And I mean, I feel like he's been showing his true colors for the longest time, yo. Like, he's been showing his true colors, and part of me, I've been staying very quiet and, for a while until all this ish hit the fan. And I just went all in and said, F it, threw all the chips, all the cards in and said, let's go. No, because I'm like, hey, okay, we could give him a chance and nah. But this situation was inexcusable. Sorry. No, there's no excuse for this. Sorry, not sorry. There's just none. And to me, it's just like, hey, I'm looking forward to a new 4 years with somebody else. This is just frustrating and annoying, and it's not even annoying. It's just been a 4 years of nothing but nail-biting moments, and not sitting here saying that Biden's going to be better, but I'm looking forward to a change, and I'm so looking forward to a different outlook from people, because something for 4 years has been out and was okay for people to be. And I'm hopeful that this new thing, this thing that's been around for 4 years, dies, like just goes away. I'm okay with it being, them doing it in the privacy of their own home. I don't care anymore. I'm tired of seeing it. I'm tired of reviewing and talking about Karen videos. I'm tired of, ridiculous, you know what I'm saying? And we talk about them on the show, sure. And I react to them and we talk about them, sure. I'm just ready for things to go back up into a positive realm. Like, let me react to, cute puppies and pandas and stuff, right? Panda Loco? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I would ever do that, but you know what I'm saying. I've already reacted to cute puppies, actually, so that's very old. But, yeah, just saying. Just saying.
Yeah, it seems like the bar of high standards has been lowered, a lot, and that's not only in politics but entertainment, in every other way we see, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And you got to think about raising our kids and raising each other, up to be better people. We should all learn from history, and it seems like we don't. We just kind of repeat it over and over again.
We most definitely do.
And you would think with technology, we can Google something in seconds. We should already know what happened before and know the consequence of it and know how it had a negative effect on society. But yet, our own egos get in the way, and or we just don't care as a whole, unfortunately. But our leaders can't just pander to one side, especially a side that doesn't. And I don't mean like Republicans. I mean what we saw last week. That those people who came for blood. You can't let that ever be seen as a power entity. That's showing an uprising of people who just have the wrong morals. Period. Just the wrong moral base, and no one should be allowed to have that much power to allow that cult-like following to be that dangerous to our democracy.
Isn't that crazy? I mean, that's literally what happened. I mean, that's really how it all unfolded and how it all went down. And we're still dealing with it. There are people out on the lam, like that Ali Alexander guy. And many other people, shop boing, boing, boing. You know what I mean? Mr. Bojangles, Mr. Bojangles. That dude is still out on the lam. Twitter banned him, by the way, but he's still out on the lam as well. I mean, he was the one who organized the whole thing. He's got a lot of explaining to do.
That's a good point. People are right now getting really nervous, and I'm one of them, about the First Amendment rights being censored on social media, and I know there's different bylaws in terms of conditions with that, but the cancel culture, on social media is spreading pretty quickly, and it's good and it's bad. Those who are out there spreading hate, they had it coming, but those of us who are out there are just trying to, spread information and things that we believe that are true, should have that platform to continue to do so. But I don't know what the future holds. Like once you allow something to kind of pass and be the norm, it may continue to take over something that used to be, something that you held sacred, like a perk or a benefit you had. I can go online and comment and I should be fine. Mm-hmm. But if we're going to be like, micromanaged with our comments online, just generally, I mean, it's going to be tough going forward.
I get it.
It really is.
I do get it. But if you're going to sit there and say hang N-words and such and such and do, C words should die and, kill such and such and horrible. Asians are this and any racist thing that you can think of, yeah, you should be at least flagged, banned, whatever. If you're trying to incite bad things, yes. But if you're sitting there going, "Oh, I love green eggs and ham, Sam, I am," I mean, that's nothing. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's a difference, Yeah,
definitely different. But I wonder, how much of this will affect the everyday person. I mean, like, think about comedy.
So you're telling me that.
Has a
So you're telling me that
anything.
But you're telling me that.
Talk about.
But you're telling me that real quick. You're telling me that everyday people are sitting there going, oh, "Man, I just can't wait to hang an N-word."
Well,
everyday people.
You'd be surprised what forums are out there.
I'm saying that they're putting this out on social media. They've gone out of their way. Everyday people.
It's probably on like Reddit maybe, or like some kind of sub forum that's not as popular. But yeah, it's tough. I mean, I remember TMZ comments used to be like that. Like TMZ.com, the section of comments was like atrocious for years. Everything was like racist or bigotry or whatever. I'm like, oh my God. They finally turned the comments off this summer.
Wow.
So, I mean, I'm fine with that because that had to go. But I'm just thinking like, a regular article you want to read online and you post something and it's banned. I don't know. It's weird. I don't want it to go away. it has to be, of course, strictly monitored based off your intent. And it shouldn't be allowed. Like let's say this, like a wildfire happens. If you see a few small flames happening, a few small comments growing to be bad, then moderator should step in and cancel that, block it, censor it, whatever.
I see.
But yeah, it's
no. But this goes on with an ongoing argument or ongoing discussion here, because if you really think about it, then you got people who are sitting here saying, well, if you go like forums and stuff like that, what if there's a neo-Nazi forum, on Facebook or something like that, or a KKK forum, or they're usually disguised as like a gun forums. Second Amendment gun forum type things, but then they moonlight as like KKK or neo-Nazism or whatever. It's like ridiculous and crazy. But if you really think about it, then it's like, okay, well, how are you supposed to know? You know what I'm saying? How are you supposed to know when to? Do you shut the whole page down or not? Do they have any rights behind it? So on and so forth. But then it's like, okay, well, if people, you got to remember, it's the internet, or it's like it's Facebook, or it's Instagram or something like that. Sometimes it's really hard to find those things, find those truths, because it's vast, it's endless. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to find those pages. So I could see like internet people, like people who own these social media platforms having a hard time finding those actual chat rooms and stuff. But I think that, if they're sitting there going, if they're literally saying in the thing, January 6th is going down, we're going to do such and such, then hell yeah, they should be flagged.
Yeah,
for sure.
Well, think about what happened last week, though. I mean, that wasn't a surprise. That was being talked about for weeks. I remember reading people talking about, catching a local charter bus together and paying $30 to go to DC. So it's been out there. People are always planning things out there, and then, but I didn't expect that to happen though. I didn't expect it to go that far.
Yeah, I don't think anybody expected it to go that far. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what it is. I think Parler was looking at it and going, hey, these guys are coming in here doing their thing, blah, blah, blah. They have their First Amendment rights. They can talk, do whatever they want. And then next thing you know, flash forward 2 weeks later, let's just say, January 6th, all ish goes down. All hell breaks loose. And they're like, well, whoops. We made a mistake there. That was a bad look. So I do think that it's important that I do think it's really important that there is some sort of guidelines that should be implemented. And yeah, I get it that people have to have the right to speak, but if you're sitting there going, "Hey, we're going to take Mike Pence and hang him," and you're saying that in a forum,
that's the right. Like, you voted for that guy.
Bruh.
It's like front Pence signs. Hello.
You literally are sitting there saying, I'm going to do such and such. I'm going to do such and such to the, you know what I mean? To said person.
Yeah.
That should fly up a few red flags. You know, I do believe that there should be some certain guidelines. Yes, there are trolls. Sure. Yes, there's assholes out here. There's real assholes out here that love to be on the social media or in chat rooms trying to troll and make people have a hard time, that kind of thing. True, that exists. Yeah. But at the same time, like, there's another level of I'm going to put physical harm on somebody. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's like something else.
Somebody talking smack is one, like a keyboard warrior is one thing.
Right.
Somebody who actually has a hit list with actual weapons, and I'm like, oh shit, dude, you're actually psycho, dude.
Me looking at, like, say you had a YouTube video up and it's like, I'm Pascal 22 or something like that, and I'm just like, yeah, Mr. T, you ain't shit. Okay, you know what I mean? Like, that's troll shit. That's nothing. Whatever, but when it comes to like that other level where it's like, I'm gonna hang you from a tree, I mean, that's a little intense, and that's the kind of stuff that needs to be stopped. Sure. And it's easy for that person to just create a different account. It really is. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like there's certain guidelines that need to be made.
No, you're right. You're right.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Oh. Everybody needs some kind of regulations and bylaws. Everybody. That's part of how we keep things regulated and managed. So
yeah. You know what I mean?
I just know, like, going forward, it may be more oppressive, I guess you can say, than it should be. That's all I'm saying.
Right. And I think that there's a much larger discussion, much larger conversation that needs to happen. With all these platforms, with all these social media platforms, they all need to be figured out. They all need to figure out what are the guidelines, what's okay, what's not okay, because that's when things start going from being black and white, and they just start getting into this mucky gray area, and they need to define very finite and very, very specific rules and guidelines that need to happen. But I do think that if somebody's going to say crazy stuff, like when Trump was sitting there, like, throwing Pence under the bus, that was his bad. Seriously. When he started turning on Pence, he literally threw that man to the wolves, to his people. And then those people were like, well, if he's not going to say yes, if he's not going to overturn the election, we're going to hang him. Trump had a choice. Trump had a choice right there. He didn't have to say any of that stuff. He didn't have to say, well, if he doesn't do anything, then there's a problem. Well, you definitely didn't need to say any of that. You could have just kept it quiet. They would have found out through social media or through mainstream media. They would have found out right then and there. But he threw it out there. Then he threw it out there in the speech that he had. He was talking. He mentioned Pence, and he talked some mess about Pence then too. You know what I mean? He was just kneading the dough. You know what I mean? He's kneading that dough, and it's frustrating. And it's because of him that the big tech, freedom of speech and big tech is being a main conversation right now.
Yeah. Yep.
If he just played his cards right, we wouldn't be in this situation, right? But anyway, guys, I love all y'all. I appreciate all y'all. It is, time to get going. I'm obviously beyond what I said I was going to do, but hey, it's not 2 hours. I did good. I did good. Pat on my back. Hey, by the way, do me a favor before I take off. I do have a pop-up video where I just watched Trump's White House Oval Office speech. I did the full thing. I reacted to it, put in my whole commentary in it, had a little fun. Please, by all means, go and check that out. It would really mean a lot. For those of y'all who are watching this show for the first time, of course, crush the like button down below. And, of course, hit that subscribe button. It would be great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family. We will be back on tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time, as we always do. I appreciate all y'all. You guys are amazing. And, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. T, thank you so much for being on, my brother.
You're very welcome.
Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. This is The Pascal Show. Bye.
You love peace and wellness for the holidays. Don't cancel them. Prepare, STL. Decorate. Make it as normal as you can, but slow the spread of COVID. Wear a mask. Wash your hands. Watch your distance. Prepare, STL, helping St. Louisans of color prepare and prevail.
But you see how he makes these S's in his body right here? That's where he's hanging on, and then he's moving forward with the locomotion of his ribs. That is classic Missouri rat snake right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab him before he gets into a hole. Now, these snakes are not biters. They won't bite as long as you don't squeeze them. If you just stop them like this, it'll freeze them, and then you just gently pull them back. As long as you don't squeeze them, they won't bite.
Yo, Mike, what's up, man?
Guy? Good to see you, man.
Yeah, so Sugar Fire.
Yeah.
Fully open, right?
Yeah, we're pretty much open. So you can't sit inside yet. Monday you can sit inside a little bit. We'll have 25% of the tables inside, and then we're letting it rip outside.
So I know that there's a lot of people really concerned about staying safe and all of that.
No,
so what are you guys doing in regards to that?
Well, we have extra people to clean and rub everything.